Now, Gerald, give the Jazz on My Mind viewers an idea as to what goes on here at Temptation.
Other than live music by jazz performers here at Temptations 4 nights a week, and we're going to start at 5 nights a week next month. We do serve lunch and dinner.
Okay.
We serve lunch from 11 to 3, Monday through to Saturday, and from 11 to 2 on Sunday, and we serve a brunch from 11 to 2 on Sunday as well.
Okay.
We start serving dinner every Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Dinner is served the rest of the week at 4 o'clock. So we open every day, 7 days a week, for lunch, brunch, and dinner. So you can come by anytime after 11 o'clock up until about 2 o'clock in the morning and get some great music or some great food. One thing I do want to say, we are bringing back pinochle here at Temptation.
Oh,
On Tuesday night, we have a pinochle night. It has grown by leaps and bounds.
Wow.
People are coming out, so we think we're going to have a tournament sometime in November, pinochle tournament. So if you know anybody or if you play pinochle, come on by. We do them both. We do double deck and single deck. So you're welcome to come on by and catch some pinochle.
Now, we're here on a Thursday night. Thursday night is your open mic night.
Open mic jams.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we decided to open up years ago for jazz artists that don't really have a place to showcase their music or to even learn how to play the instruments or vocals in reference to jazz. And I can say with a big heart,
yes,
we've helped a lot of young people.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Learn this music.
That's beautiful.
And they came in, they played. I watched a young man who played here with us, I guess about 10 years ago, and he really couldn't hold his horn. But he came in, he sat in, he kept coming, kept sitting in, and now he's a great horn player,
wow,
a trumpet player, and he's really good. Went to his head a little bit. Had to leave him out there by himself a while, but he's come back and he's starting to play around the city a little bit, and come back and I'll give him a job every now and then. But he's fantastic. He's fabulous. He plays very well. I must say he learned a lot. I just can't let it go to your head.
Yeah.
You gotta know where you come from.
Now, speaking of talented, you're quite a talented singer.
Yeah, I've been singing a long time.
Who are some of the people who influenced your singing?
Sam Cooke was the biggest influence in my vocals. Sam Cooke was not just a vocalist.
Right.
To me, personally, Sam Cooke was the premier of vocals. Sam Cooke was an entertainer's entertainer.
There you go.
So, and he was the biggest influence in my vocal career. When I was younger, I had a 6th grade doctorate. So that was when I was a kid. And so I was able to do all, and I was one of the few guys in the neighborhood that could do silver tenor, first tenor, second tenor, and baritone.
That's amazing.
Yeah, back in those days, that's what we did. That was real singing. And so everybody would say, "Get Gerald, he can do the silver tenor." But singing is something I really enjoy.
I can tell.
I've never tried to make money out of it.
Right.
I grew up with Frankie Beverly and all them guys back in the day, and we used to rehearse in the same building in West Philly. So, and I grew up with Teddy Pendergrass as well, and all those guys, all the cats used to be in the Futures, which I thought was one of the best groups that Philadelphia produced that most people never know about.
And that's back in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s.
Late 70s, early and late 70s.
Yes.
They started in the 60s, but they had a record deal with Philly International in the 70s. And what happened with that, you don't even want to talk about. But I grew up with all those guys, and I watched those guys get into music and get used, abused, and misused. And I decided that's not what I wanted to do. That was one of the reasons, the main reason I had 2 kids at the time. And I knew music wasn't going to do that trick for me. So, but in any case, I love music, I love singing. The good thing about me, I've never tried to make a living out of it. So I don't live on this high horse thinking that I'm all that, all this. I read, write, and arrange music.
Oh,
so
that's beautiful.
There's just a lot of stuff that we do in reference to the music, helping young people. I had a couple young ladies came in from Delaware yesterday, and we were teaching them a couple of the songs that we need some vocalists for my record company. I have a record label called Temptations Records.
And we were going to talk about that too. Keep on going. Let us know more about that.
Okay, and then we started last summer, and all the paperwork was done by the beginning of this year. So we're starting to put together artists for this label, and we got a lot of music for the label. We started to put together artists for the label, but we're very particular on who we have. They must have talent, first of all, and they must be willing to be cultivate it. We must be able to cultivate that talent and mold them into not just a vocalist, but an entertainer on and off the stage. And we want to teach them how to dress, how to act and react in reference to being an entertainer. And that's one of the things these young people don't get.
That's right.
The record company is just out to make money off of them. They don't care what they look like, what they do outside the record company anymore. And so these kids are allowed to run wild, and they got a 4 to 5 year span in their life with this music.
Yes.
That's all they got today. They don't have no more than that. Maybe 1 or 2 out of 1,000 artists may have the ability to move on past that. But most artists, most young artists today have a 4 to 5 year lifespan.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. And they don't know anything about the music, really. And most of them don't want to know anything about the music because they've been duped by this TV and video thing. And they've been duped to think that if they can get on a record label and sign a deal, they got it made.
Now let me ask you, speaking about your record label, is there a phone number that you can give our Jazz on My Mind viewers in case that they feel they've got what it takes to be on your label?
Of course.
Is there a phone number that you can give and they can call you? What number should they call?
There most certainly is. The number is 215-849-7000. That's 215-849-7000.
And once again, Gerald emphasizes that you must have talent and you must be willing to work and dedicate yourself to your craft.
That's right.
Now, the band that you have playing with you tonight, tell us a little bit about that band, because they are bad.
Well, the band that's been playing with me for, 15 years, I guess.
Wow.
The newest member is Dr. Dre, because our old bass player just got too old. And really, he just started to forget music, his hands began to hurt, and he was a seasoned bass player, very seasoned. He still plays with the Frank Jackson Big Band. It's an 18-piece band out of West Philadelphia, and they travel all up and down the East Coast with their big band.
Playing that jazz,
Playing
big
jazz.
band jazz.
Big band jazz, that's correct. And they go to Europe about 3 times a year with the big band. So the big band still exists, he still plays with them. With us, it's a little different. With the big band, you only have partners.
That's right.
With us, there's a rhythm that you have to hold down, there's a pulse you have to keep. And that was really hard for him to remember the pulse, and also his fingers begin to develop low arthritis.
Well, that bass player that you have tonight, Dr. Dre, is incredible.
Oh, yes.
Good. And on keyboards, who do you have on
That's the
keyboards?
great Chappie Washington.
Okay.
Chappie Washington has been around a long time. We went to school together, actually.
Okay.
And he's really a premier musician. Chappie is not just a musician. Chappie is really a music genius.
And he's disciplined.
Yes.
You can tell that in his keyboard playing.
But Chappie knows more about music than most people that I know, and I know a lot of musicians, will ever know. And most people don't know that because most people don't want to know about music. They just want to hear somebody play.
Yeah.
Okay, but he knows more about music. We can learn a song in 30 seconds.
That's good.
And that's not a joke.
I believe it.
And people sit and listen to us, and I know people have come one day, we came in, we wrote down a tune, we learned a tune, in 30 seconds we were playing it, and everybody said, it's my language. They said, oh my God. They said, y'all just learn the tune and y'all playing it already. I said, yeah. It only takes a minute. A real musician learn a tune. And I tell people that because music is relative. Everything in music is relative. Once you learn that everything is relative, it's easy to learn how to play a tune.
Right.
Now, we don't play tunes with 2 or 3 chords either. We play tunes with 30, 40, 50 chords changes. And people don't understand how we're able to do that. We write music with the minimum of 15 chord changes. So we want people to be able to hear the changes in music. They don't hear the thing. One of the songs that's on the top of the charts, in the R&B charts, is a song that sounds like it came straight out of Motown.
Which one?
I can't think of the name of it. It's a young guy singing. I can't think of the name of it, but it sounds like it came straight out of Motown.
And give us the thought that you had with that.
Well, the thought I had was, I counted the chord changes, and it had exactly 17 chord changes. But it was a rhythmic song that you could dance to, but it came, and it went to the top of the charts. You know why? Because people don't hear music. They hear some sample beats and some sample music, and they hear them looping a chord over and over again. So they can sing the same thing over and over again.
Well, it's quite evident that music is not the way it used to be.
Oh, no.
When I was growing up, you were growing up, and that's why Jazz on My Mind is so happy to be here to talk to you.